Alright guys, so check this out. This is going to be a video on an axle that I was really struggling with. Made me question my career as a technician. Never had a seized axle like this before. Y'all may not know what I'm talking about because a lot of y'all don't watch the shorts. Y'all are more into the long form video. And the reason why I'm in this kind of mode, vertical mode, is because all those shorts are in vertical mode. And I have to really speed up the shorts sometimes in order to get it to fit into a short. So there's a lot of information that gets left out. And in that short, when I was hammering this this CV axle, it didn't look right. There's some conversation that was going on that could have been helpful to understand, you know, some parts of the video. So I'm gonna post these shorts in sequential order, the way as they happened, until I got the axle out. All right. So y'all stay tuned. The CVT transmission is trash, right? That's what everybody wants to say anytime I post a video having to do with the Nissan. And the video don't even have to be about the transmission itself, but this one is. And this ain't even the CVT transmission. I have 128 on the dial. It is an automatic. You see that 1-2 drive neutral? Yeah, CVTs go drive and low. So this is an automatic. Not only that, but I can tell by the dipstick, that servo housing, which we are good on fluid. Also, looking at the shape of the pan, I can tell that this is not a CVT transmission. This, in fact, is an automatic transmission. Now, with all that being said, customer states having issues accelerating and shifting. How in the hell do I diagnose an automatic transmission? Y'all know I only deal with CVTs. But with all that being said, guys, automatics fail as well. Some manufacturers have stout engines, some have stout transmissions, but they all have one that fails more than the other. Oh, I got the stubborn ass axle. Don't want to come out, so I forgot I even have this tool. Bought it from the pawn shop. Anyways, it caused me to have to drop the half subframe, which I have right there. So now I'm going to attempt to get this axle out, because I'd hate to charge them for one that is seized in the transmission. Y'all see, we've been beating this thing up.
What'd you say?
Can you hold the transmission?
Transmission?
Yeah, because I'm gonna. Think this will work?
I don't know. That's the proper tool. Hopefully it does. I'll just get a new axle at this point. I know, I got the phone already, but oh,
I've already tried.
I know. What if we hold the axle level with it? Yeah. You want to try to set it or what? Tuffy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going.
I'm gonna try. Let's shine. No, le quería meter presión at the same time, ¿eh? Ready? That was you. That's the proper tool, eh? Huh? That's the proper. That pisses me off. Little fucking axle. No, we had one once también when we did transmission. Yeah. And we couldn't do it, so we took off everything and just took everything out and left it there. But since we rebuilt transmissions, we fucking left it there. Yeah.
That might be more than what it costs for a new axle.
That's true.
And for a new.
Yeah. It won't matter. You're strong with it?
Alright, guys. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
And this is what we're using from the pawn shop. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but anyways, use a conventional slide hammer. Oh, bet I got this tool from the pawn shop. And the pawn shop gave me this tool. Anyways, I got this tool from the pawn shop. I got it for last time, I didn't remember how much, but I got this tool from the pawn shop for $10. And what's crazy about that, where I got the tool from the pawn shop, my old lady works at that pawn shop, so she ended up buying or selling it to me. So I didn't pay $10 for it. I actually bought this tool from the pawn shop less than $10. I think I got like 30% off when I bought this tool from the pawn shop. Now this tool that I bought from the pawn shop, I can actually put it on slide hammer, so I'm actually able to use the tool that I bought from the pawn shop on my slide. Now the tool that I bought from the pawn shop, what this does is supposed to allow to take the CV axles out, which I was unsuccessful on this one because the tool that I bought from the pawn shop just didn't work. Now the tool that I bought from the pawn shop, I did have to modify it a little bit to be able to fit around that CV axle. Did I satisfy you? Did I mention that I bought this from the pawn shop? That tool I bought from the pawn shop. I had no choice but to sell him an axle, guys. Y'all remember this one right here? I was beating it, using every tool I can to get that axle out of that transmission because I was replacing the transmission. I was using a slide hammer. I was doing all sorts of different things to try to get this out. I was even using tools to push the axle that way. That still did not work. And we even have a special tool for that, which is right here, and this is to go on the pin for the spider gears, I'm sorry. So it goes in there, it's supposed to hammer it and knock that axle out. We tried that, still won't budge, and it's even bottoming out on the splines for the spider gears. In order to get this out, yes, we could have torn this transmission apart, but guess what, guys? That is extra labor, and then I'm gonna have to put this back together to send for a core. That labor is gonna add up. The axle, a whole hell of a lot cheaper than adding a couple more hours of labor onto it. Now I still gotta send this out for core. I can't send it with the axle, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the boot off and send it like that with just the cage. Dude, you've gotta be kidding me. Saying that I dropped the transmission just to replace the axle. My guy, look, all right, I'm gonna show you something right here, okay? I don't need to drop the transmission to replace the axle, right? I was replacing the transmission. I had to take the axle out. The reason I showed the subframe that I took the half subframe out is because on that particular vehicle, I had very little room to work with. So in order for me to get more room to get a pry bar up in there to try to pry that axle out, I dropped this half frame, okay? I don't need to drop that in order to get the transmission out. But because the axle was still in, it was gonna hit no matter what. So I decided to take that off and then try it, which that didn't even work. So then we proceeded to keep on moving on with replacing the transmission and work with that once we got it at our chest level, because then we have more leverage. All right. Sometimes y'all just don't even think. Y'all just listen to what y'all think y'all want to hear. Oh, he just dropped it. He did all that work to replace the axle. No, I said I was trying not to replace the axle. I didn't want to have to charge the customer for a brand new axle because that one was seized inside the dang transmission. Guys, it's still there. It is still there. God, dude, I swear you got some brain cells missing. But imagine me dropping the transmission to get this axle out, right? And then not being able to get the axle out, so then I sell them a transmission. You know how ridiculous that sounds? You know how ridiculous you sound? But here's the thing too, I could have charged a customer 2 to 3 hours, which could be up about almost $700 in order to crack this case open, get the differential apart, and slam that axle out of there. But the new axle was what, a little more than $100. And not only that, I wasted time, like up to almost 2 hours total. I've been messing with this thing on and off just to get the axle out. That is my time wasted. How the is that a scam? I swear, comments like this, these fools, they got some brain cells missing. And it's funny because the same dude said that click on this fool's picture. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. What's up, Slim? But in all seriousness, guys, I still am working to get that freaking axle out, all right? I bought some stuff. I'm going to make some videos on it. If not, then I'm really just going to have to cut the boot off and leave that pot in there, that stub. Because I still have to box it up and send it off for core. I can't with that thing hanging off. Just to let y'all know, if there's any confusion, ask me, is there a backstory to this vehicle? Because most likely, I did a video on this particular vehicle a couple videos ago. And in that previous video, I clearly said this transmission failed. Also, you have some common sense. If I was replacing the axle, why would I say, again, I'm trying to keep from replacing the axle. I'm not gonna drop the transmission just to get the axle out. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of labor. You think I'm gonna do that for free? I'm not hourly. So Slim, keep on making your bullshit comments, boy, because your content looking like you're recording through a freaking potato. Phone laggy than a mother. That's probably why you couldn't even see or hear correctly what was going on or being said in the video. Oh, looks like my ticket to get that axle out of that transmission showed up. Hopefully this is gonna work. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. So let's get inside it. I know I'm not the only one that happens to. Damn. Let's get inside and unbox it. All right, so what did they drop off? Looks like Lyle thick. Dang, that's a thickie. Anyways, Lyle tool P41220. See what exactly is in her. Hopefully one of these. Hopefully that's enough thickness to get in between the axle and the transmission to be able to force it out. Y'all think this gonna work? Are the comments gonna be right? I sure as hell hope so. If not, then I'm gonna revert back to what I said I was gonna do. Cut the boot and just leave the nub. What do you call it? The pod. What do you call it? The cage. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember what the hell the end of that freaking axle is called. The stub. A lot of y'all comment suggestions were great, but there's one problem. I had tried a lot of them. Y'all see what I have hooked up right here. Went out, I bought me some pickle forks. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try the pickle fork thing with air hammer. And luckily I just bought a badass air hammer. So if y'all want to check that out and all the other tools I bought for my birthday, man, head over to the channel and check it out. Anyways, I'm gonna set up and I'm gonna take a stab at this. If this does not work, y'all see the tool I got from the pawn shop. If this doesn't work, man, I'm gonna buy the actual thing with the thing and brr and thing. I have to get this off. Now with this, we might make something happen. Let's get her. Damn. I think that bent the tool. Fuck. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna opt for the bigger one. That one kind of more aggressive earlier. Now we're stuck. Ain't putting up a damn fight. Well, it came out and I did not have to go purchase another freaking tool. Why was it seized? Oh, look at that. It looks like it got welded in there. What the fuck? This thing must have got super freaking hot or something. I ain't never seen a thing like that. So check that out. It had seriously nothing to do with the circlip whatsoever. Damn, it put up a fight. So as y'all can tell, that axle really got beat up. This right here, okay, people were saying pry it. You should have done it while it was in the vehicle. Well, no kidding. All right, guys. I was trying to not take that subframe off because as long as you could get the axle out, the subframe is cut. It's literally formed to the shape of the transmission, so where you don't have to take that little subframe out. Better, bro. So with that axle, it was sticking out like that, so I would not have been able to. And I only had this much room, guys, on that subframe, so I was really barely in here and trying to knock it. Couldn't get it. So I had to drop the subframe, to hopefully get a different kind of pry bar in there to really pry. Boom, boom. We use so many extensions. I took this off. Y'all can kind of see, because this was clean. So those are literally pry bar marks. So we really tried to get this axle out. I even flipped it on its face. I stood on it. Another guy was standing on it while people were trying to pry on it. It still didn't want to come out. And as y'all saw in the video, this damn thing, everybody thought it was that circlip. And no, it was not. It was like friction welded. I don't even know what this is from. That might have been from the air hammer. I know this was from the air hammer. But that right there is friction welded. There's literally raised surfaces. So that's caused by, I believe this differential side bearing failed. Now I can't spin it by hand. I mean, I could spin the spider gears, but I cannot spin that bearing by hand. I don't know what's going on with it, guys. Actually, it's in park. It's any other position other than park. Yeah, I still can't spin it. I wonder if I could spin this one. See, look, it's supposed to be smooth like that. No, I still can't spin it. Yeah, nah. So the only thing I can think of is that side bearing actually failed. Created a ridge. You can see low spots in there. Come on, camera, focus. You can see low spots in there, and that's how the axle got locked in there. So y'all, I really tried to get this axle out. I didn't have to. I did not have to. I could have, like I said, I was gonna cut the boot off. That way we could put it back in the box and ship it like that. But I really wanted to see why that axle was seized in there. Well, lo and behold, we found out why. And I knew it wasn't a C-clip or a circlip. Really knew it wasn't that because I've fought with those before. There's a short somewhere like a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, where I fought an axle and the circlip went like that. It got like bent in half, and it put some indentions on the axle, and I checked to make sure that axle was good, and the axle was still good. It was still able to go into the transmission, and so we put a new circlip on and shipped it because it was still able to hold. But with this one, man, I knew, like, because if on a stuck circlip you give it enough, you put enough ass into it, it's gonna break free. Definitely gonna break free. This one didn't want to break free. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. I need to start putting out longer content, for real. I've been trying to edit a video for the past month, and I get 5 minutes into editing and I fall asleep. It's hot, guys. So the heat really takes a lot out of you when you're doing this all day, no matter how much water you drink. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn post notification bells on. We'll catch y'all on the next video.